everybody. I'm not wearing the same clothes 2 days in a row. I'm recording the 2 videos in one day. Anyway, I hope you're doing very well. What I want to talk about today, actually, you know what? I'm probably not even going to upload that short video that I made. I'll just reiterate in this video. So what I was talking about in that one is the fact that empires have about a 200 to 250 year lifespan. And this year is America's 250th birthday. Now, a few notable things about this year is that they have removed the symbol of peace, the olive branch, from the dime. I can't see anything and I forgot my sunglasses. Bummer. And obviously, if you remove the symbol of peace, that implies the opposite, at least symbolically. And also, they called the design Emerging Liberty. Well, you know what? Here's the issue that I have with that. This year is 250 years since 1776, which is from a war, okay? And liberty emerged from that war, and I'm pretty sure we're being symbolically told that there will be a war, because it also implies that we have no liberty currently. Another thing is this saying celebrating 250 years of liberty or of freedom. I don't know. Take your pick. They don't mean the same thing, but they're used interchangeably. And the problem I have with that is that it implies that it's over. And we all know it is. But are they just outright saying it? Another thing of note is the fact that a man named Oliver Tree just supposedly died by crashing his helicopter into another helicopter midair. Come on, this isn't GTA, is it? Well, that's how they do spells on us. You know, olive tree, it's one letter off. So they removed an olive tree and an olive branch this year. I don't find that to be a mere coincidence. And then, within the last year or 2 or 3 maybe, they've stopped the production of pennies. That's an issue too, because now what you see as a price isn't the actual price, is it? They round up or round down, so you're never actually getting a fair shake. That's a problem. Another thing, the second part that I want to discuss, pardon my stutter, is how basically every notable TV show and movie right now is Gnostic allegory. If you look at the show called From, I should say. I mean, it goes back to what? The Truman Show? But now it's just one after another. What was the other one I watched? It's a good show. It's called The Burrows. It's kind of like Stranger Things. It really is a lot like Stranger Things, but it has a much better ending. It's about old people. And it's just 8 episodes. They probably could have done it in 2 or in a movie, but I found it enjoyable. But yet it's another Gnostic allegory, and they're not even really, they're pretty heavy-handed with it. They're not hiding it. And I, for the most part, adhere to a Gnostic belief system, or knowledge system, gnosis. Gnosticism, I don't believe, I shouldn't call a belief. Given that the root of the word is the same as knowledge. And that I came to that understanding through studying, not through faith, not through belief, but through just learned experiences. I suggest, if you haven't yet, check out the show From. It's really good. It's a little slow in this season because I think I don't know, you know how streaming shows are now. They just they want 8 episodes of one story instead of 25 episodes with 25 stories. It's a lot easier to just add dead air to a story than it is to come up with 25 stories. And it's really a shame. But it just goes to show how little resemblance there actually is to the way things used to be. Right? I mean, sure, we got shows. So, yeah, TV is the same. How you get it is different. But the similarity is enough to make people think that we're living in the same time or the same, whatever you want to call it, dimension, timeline. We're not. I don't know about you, but I know that my underwear had a cornucopia on it when I was 10. And I know that my mom didn't buy no off-brands. I know that Fruit of the Loom had a cornucopia on their logo. So don't let them gaslight you if you know it too. Hang on to your knowledge. What I'm seeing, which I really wish others could see, and maybe it's the autism in me, but there are things happening right now over and over and over again, each of which could amount to nothing or account for nothing, but when viewed as an aggregate, it's not nothing. And, oh man, I had a point to bring up right there. Ah, shit. Don't you hate when you start rambling and then the point goes away? It had something to do about, I don't know. Fuck, that's stupid. Everything is pretty much, oh yeah, there we are. Okay. So it has to do with language. Look at how people have been convinced to use, and forgive me, use the word unalive now. You know, I can say the word killed. I can say the word suicide. I can say any of that on YouTube. I'm not going to get knocked for it, really. I'm getting knocked for speaking out against the system, but not for those words. Yet look at how many supposed truth tellers are out there censoring their own language and using newspeak to get around these imaginary restrictions. It's insane to me. It's insane. And they don't do it because they're forced to. They do it willingly. And that's a really important point that I would like everybody to just please contemplate as long as you have to. The problem is nobody gets their rights taken. Nobody has their words actively censored, because if that happened, there would be outcry. But when somebody sees their favorite influencer, look at that word, influence, are you under the influence of another? Yeah, I'd argue that if you're saying the word unalived, especially in real life because you've seen your favorite influencer say it, then yeah, you're living under the influence. And to adopt a Christian phrase, it's a demonic influence. You know why? Because it's taking away our humanity. Unalived. That means nothing. That is the most dystopian fucking word that I have ever heard. It's right up there with double plus on good. There's no difference. There's no difference between the words, the newspeak in 1984, and people saying unalived. That really grinds my gears, you know? You know what really grinds my gears? Unalived. That's how I feel about that. Speak truth to power and use inflammatory language. Man, it's so freeing in your soul when you speak truth with the most potent words that you can. I've always been good with words. I lost a spelling bee once to the word chalet. I will never misspell that word. My mom never let me live that down, man. And the crazy thing is, my given name is Brian, and I lost to another Brian who was a bully of mine. He was Brian F. And in 5th grade, he would go around every day kicking me in the crotch, and I didn't like that, so I really wanted to win that spelling bee. I was a little guy. I'm still kind of small. He was very large. But you want to know some karma? In 7th grade, he shaved his head kind of like my hair grows, with the horseshoe, because he was a drama, or what do you call him? Drama kid, whatever. In the theater kid. He was a theater kid, and he really wanted to be authentic with his portrayal of an old man. And I had gotten a little full of myself and sick of being bullied by Brian F., and so I made fun of his hair. I'm like, what are you, 80? I made fun of it. He did it to himself knowing that he would come to school looking like that, being perfectly cool with it, but I thought, in my infinite 7th grade wisdom, that I was really sticking it to the man. And now, look at my hair. Hubris is a bitch. I got bit by a Lone Star tick in northern Minnesota. Well, no, not northern Minnesota. I guess I'm southern Minnesota, but I was a little farther north than I am here. And they are a southern USA species that carries now alpha-gal syndrome, which I find that to be a really strange sickness. It's caused by a sugar present in the saliva and digestive tract of a Lone Star tick. And man, those little fuckers, I should say, are just, they've got to be something that the government uses to spread disease, right? They've got to be. They're perfect disease-spreading agents. And I mean, how many other real diseases, new diseases do you hear of? This alpha-gal is wild. What is the mechanism of action? I'm sure I could learn it. I haven't yet. And it's a sugar that causes. I mean, this is clear. I'm stuttering and faltering, but what I'm getting at is it's not natural. It's not a natural disease. And hopefully I'm good. The trick to reducing your risk of disease with ticks is get it early. Do frequent tick checks. Wear tight clothing, at least like a tight waist, so that they're not all up in your junk or your lady junk. Nobody wants that. And they stayed above my belt line, and it was easy to just kind of look around, spin, and then I had a hole in my pants, and they got through my knee hole. So that's a bummer. But so I got pulled over the other day. I got pulled over for driving on a suspended, allegedly, and I was 45 miles away from home. I was on my way to another campsite with my kids and got pulled over. And, it was a sheriff. And he ruined my weekend. And he knowingly ruined my weekend. But you know what? It was hard not to have a little bit of compassion for him. He could have really stuck it to me. I didn't have proof of insurance. He didn't even give me a ticket or a warning for that. He gave me a warning for my car not having a front plate on it and gave me a ticket for driving on it suspended. That's not a good cop. It's not a good cop because his goal is still to enrich the coffers of the state, and that's not a good thing. Innately, that job cannot be done in a good way, not well. It can be done well, and being done well means you're probably going to get hurt, and I'm probably going to get hurt. But being done good, that's terrible grammar. It can't be done because the job description is not that of morality. It is order following. And I was hurting absolutely nobody. I was following all of their rules of the road, doing everything I had to. And you know what did it? A fucking license plate reader. 169 on Highway 169, they got a choke point where there's construction. And they have, keep an eye out for these. Keep a really close eye for orange frames that go over the highway. Those are license plate readers. A lot of times they'll disguise them with inoperable or inoperational, I don't know if that's a word. You know what I mean. Street lights, so like stoplights. Those stoplights are not the point. The point is the camera between the stoplights. Because the second I passed under it, I'm like, damn, there's going to be a cop right up ahead, and that cop's going to pull out and grab me. And sure as shit, 500, maybe a mile up the road. I don't know how far up, but a cop was there, and he got me. And so what I did was what I do every time. I pulled off onto a side street. I don't, you will get towed. You will get your car towed if it's on a state route or something like that. So you always, if you can, pull off to a residential area before you get pulled over if you think you're gonna not be able to drive away. That way you can at least appeal to what little humanity they have left and say, hey man, I need this. Like, he could tell that, I could just tell the way he was speaking to me that he knew that this car is pretty much all I've got. And yeah, long story short, I could have gotten back in and taken my kids home. There were no cops on my way home. He left the area immediately. I'm sure he expected me to travel home in my car, but I didn't. I'm not going to do that to my kids. I'm not going to risk. I guess I do risk it every day, but it's a calculated risk. But I wasn't going to risk that heat right then. I mean, what are the chances? The chances are pretty high that I could get pulled over again, and then being on a fresh ticket for driving on a suspended while still having a suspended license. Man, they'd have arrested and towed me. So I'm not going to do all of that with my kids in the car. I'll do that other time. So I got the suspension taken care of by paying the $5. The $5 that I had left to pay, which is absolutely insane. But I did it, and that's that. Anyway, 1819, have a fantastic day, everybody. I got to go get my kids.